Yes Have Some podcast is brought to you by Carnivorous Creations, your one-stop shop for all of your Proton Pack building needs. If you're in the market for a Proton Pack, head to carnivorouscreations.com. That's carnivorous with a K. You're going to find aluminum motherboards, resin parts, fiberglass shells, and a whole lot more. Find them on Facebook at Carnivorous Creations or head straight to carnivorouscreations.com, remember carnivorous with a K, and get started on an authentic, screen-accurate Proton Pack.
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
I don't want to grow up. Do you want some?
Jurassic Park. Now playing the PS7.
Ecto goggles with Ecto Buffer, Neutron Blaster, and Water Zapper, each sold separately.
From the corner penthouse of Spook Central all the way to Star Killer Base, this is Yes Have Some podcast.
Do I? Yes, have some. Yes, have some.
You know, they told me you people were conceited douchebags.
The only place in the multiverse where you can love the book, hate the movie, but still buy all the toys.
I'm afraid you're just too darn loud.
I'm not looking for a friend. I'm looking for a Jedi Master.
What?
Please remember to hold on to your butts and get ready to get stressed. With your hosts, Craig Goldberg, Abigail Gardner, and Jacob Walsh.
It's 124. The last one was 123.
Okay, cool. Well, welcome everybody to Yes Have Some podcast, episode 124. It's the sequel to episode 123. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate Abby giving me that information.
You're welcome.
And Jake is eating cashews, which means he's very rich.
He's picking through other nuts in a tin full of nuts to get to the cashews.
Yeah, it's called natural selection.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, Abby. It was your birthday. How are you?
Thank you. It was my birthday.
What a great birthday. Hey, Abby, it's your birthday.
Hey, it was your birthday.
It was. Past
Rumor
tense.
has it. Yeah, it was my birthday yesterday. Thank you, everyone who wished me a happy birthday on Facebook.
And to those who didn't.
Yeah, don't care. You're on my enemy of the podcast list. That's not true. Honestly, dude, Facebook's, people are busy. I get it. But honestly, thank you if you did say
I don't think
happy
they
birthday.
are.
I appreciate it.
I don't think people are busy like you think.
Sometimes I'm busy and I miss birthdays,
Yeah.
So I understand.
Okay.
But it was very special. Big shout out to you, Craig, for knocking it out of the park with my presents. But I'm going to get into that later.
I could not resurrect the dead body of Flannery O'Connor.
No. But we did go and tour her farmhouse, Andalusia, which is a spot that I've been wanting to go to for a long time. And while we were touring it, the tour guide was like, if you want a little treat, you can go to the cemetery. And she gave us the list of it, or where it was located. We did not go, but I thought it was kind of a neat thing.
Her house is
later.
listen, I'm not going to pretend like I'm a Flannery O'Connor, a Flannery O'Connoisseur.
Flan fan?
But it was really interesting. Her house is completely preserved, basically in the way it was, and all of the original stuff is in there, including just the shit on the shelves and
her
the old
books and crutches,
books, old glassware, medicine,
yeah.
And right when you take the tour, they're like, okay, keep in mind, don't touch anything. And immediately I was like, I want to touch every single thing in this house.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
The pictures you posted of that, in one of the pictures, you can kind of see the reflection of a framed picture that looks like somebody hanging out with, I don't know, a chicken or something.
Oh, the peacocks. She was
They got prints of that?
O'Connor was dude, they should.
They have some prints.
First of all, they have a gift shop, which is great, but they need way more stuff, honestly. After being at the Stanley, which we were name dropping being at the Stanley, like we're big tour takers. I was well, this tour is better than the Stanley tour, which we were also on.
The girl who works at the college gives a fuck.
Who hated us, by the way, because we got there we were there an hour before they closed, so it was the last tour, and it was just the two of us taking the tour, so it was very intimate.
Oh wow,
it was so intimate.
Her name was Catherine, so if she's listening, thank you for
Catherine.
doing such a
Why
good
would
job.
she be listening?
She's not.
We did not give her any YHS
I didn't
merchandise.
Put stickers on the farmhouse. Yes, have some.
You defaced.
I did not deface Flannery O'Connor's farmhouse with
the
yes,
historical
have some.
site.
Just I spray painted my fuck budget on it. Never do that. Dude, I respect it.
What's cool is you go into Flannery O'Connor's bedroom, and
First of all, it was really cool that the tour guide was like, let's let the Flannery fan open the door. So I opened it and once you walk in their room, it's like heavy. There was like a weird presence. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, it was really cool. And everything's kind of roped off. Like her typewriter's there and like all of her books are there and her bed is there. And literally I was like, I want to get in this bed. I want to climb into this bed and just take a nap.
Dude, me too.
Like, she died in that bed of lupus. I was like, I want to die in this bed.
Yes, and since we were the only people on the tour, I kind of had that feeling of like, we can do whatever we want right now, like, right?
So,
it's fine, right?
So here's my favorite part, and Abby, please don't get mad.
Okay.
There's this one room that was kind of empty, and she was like, sorry, we had to clear some stuff out of this room. We just had an event here.
I was being an airhead.
And I was like, oh, cool. What kind of event did she have? And she was like, well, we did a kind of a display of famous authors' typewriters. So they brought in all these like old authors' typewriters.
While she was telling the story, I was taking low to the ground photos of all the shelves, by the way, so I wasn't paying attention completely.
So she was like, yeah, we had the typewriters of like Truman Capote and who was the second one?
I can't remember. Maya Angelou.
Are you asking the person who wasn't listening?
Yeah.
Hey, Jake, who was the second one?
So she's like, we had Maya Angelou's typewriter and Truman Capote. And we're like, oh, cool. So we're leaving, and Abby later on that day was like, you know, if you would have like had to take a bet with me, I would have told you that Truman Capote and Maya Angelou were both dead, and they were at the event here.
So I
was just like, I was like, what? She's like, yeah, that lady said Truman Capote was here.
All in the room.
And I was just like, hey, their typewriters were here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's really
fun.
cool.
It was fun.
We missed it by a week, Jake. You should. Apparently, just like 5 days ago, Mark Twain was there.
He was there in the same room.
Oh, cool.
Moses.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Moses and his typewriter.
Yes. Moses didn't have. He had templates.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Like tablets. Tablets. Not a template.
Moses had a tablet.
God.
He's very advanced like that. Anyways, so that was our day. Happy birthday, Abby.
Thank you.
Jake, it was not your birthday yesterday. Did you do anything though?
What did I do? I got tattooed yesterday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
Or should we act like we didn't see it? Because I saw it. It looks good.
I got Sue the T-Rex, who we all met in person at the Field Museum in Chicago. I got her skull tattooed on me.
Friend of the podcast. Sue.
Friend of the podcast. Sue.
Yeah, it looks great. Jake, your experience
doesn't feel great.
Yeah, did it hurt? Does it hurt to get a tattoo like that on your neck?
Yeah, it does. I used some numbing stuff, but it still hurt pretty bad. It hurt less than some of the areas on my back when I was doing the Jurassic Park stuff. But yeah, it's not fun. It hurts afterward.
Yeah.
It hurts right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude. Well,
you're sorry.
I'm sorry.
Hey, man, thanks for, pushing through it for the podcast.
Doing it for the show.
Thanks for being tough.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're going to get to some stuff, man. We got Thanksgiving coming up this week. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there who celebrates. I guess most people do that, right? In America. It's not like a religious holiday. Though I'm worried about these pilgrims. Were they not good people or were they good people?
I start to feel weird. I don't know.
Anybody who wears a suit with a hat, I just don't trust.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dude, were those suits? I was always impressed by pilgrims' belt buckles. They're very large.
Yeah.
I remember in elementary school having to cut out your own pilgrim belt buckle.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
They made you wear a fake belt buckle?
I think
Yeah.
Something weird happened.
Like a construction paper
You're making
one?
this up.
Yeah, like a construction paper belt buckle.
Mm.
Did you do that?
Not in homeschool. We mostly we did like the hand tracing of the turkey.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cool. That's my Thanksgiving story. So, listen, I wanted to give a shout out to Electric Zombie because that is I don't know his name. Kyle? Is that his name? The guy who Kyle something or another. He does artwork for Electric Zombie. That's like his company. And I bought a couple prints from Electric Zombie this week. I got a real Ghostbusters ectoplasm print and a Ninja Turtles print that I've wanted for a long time. And I really love them. Yeah. And I just wanted to... I like buying things. And when I like the things I buy, I like to talk about them. So check out Electric Zombie. They're actually having a Black Friday sale. The only thing I'm bummed about is those prints that I just bought are now on sale for 50% off. But that's okay because they're not very expensive in the first place. But I've loved that guy's stuff for a long time, and I think I had a couple shirts but never bought any of his prints.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, I still got a couple of his prints. I got a few hanging up. Like I'm pretty sure I got that same Ninja Turtle print that you have. I have a Ninja Turtle Part 2 print by him, and then I spent some time this weekend flattening prints.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you about that. That seemed like take us down your journey.
Okay, well, I have a lot of prints. We talk about that a lot. I got a little bit of a problem, and I was going through them. I was like, you know what? It's time to flatten them. I'm going to try to buy one of those like portfolios. You can put them in so they're stored flat because, if you keep them rolled too long, it can damage them. So I spent the day Sunday taking all of my poster tubes out and just flattening prints. And it took me hours and hours. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I bought this. Where did this come from? This is not in a frame. Like just tons of shit where I'm like, oh yeah, there was some stuff that I'm like, why do I have this? Where did this come from? But I do have a couple of his Friday the 13th prints that I just completely forgot I had. And I was like, now I want to put these up.
Yeah, he does really good horror prints. Like he's got that Halloween 3 Season of the Witch print that he just released. Is very cool.
Is that 50% off right now?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Because if it is, I'm literally about to buy it.
Yeah,
Jake, have you ever
wish list.
Have either of you ever bought something while recording the podcast?
Oh man, probably.
I think I have.
I feel like you guys have bought things while recording commentaries for that we've sent out recently.
Very invested.
Yeah.
Like you could tell because it's like we'll be doing a commentary for New Nightmare. I'm like, oh yeah, I really like this part, man. Freddy shows up and it's just like he's in their dream and it's like a buy it now for 50 and he offers 35 and they come back at 45.
No, my idea was that we do like a viewing of a movie, but like a drinking game, but instead of taking drinks, we would buy things on eBay every time something happens.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
I like that.
I did while we were watching New Nightmare and doing the commentary, I definitely was on eBay looking at Nightmare on Elm Street prints.
Yep.
So yeah, there's that.
Yep.
I love it. I love it.
Too.
We all love buying things. It's a big part of our. I've been buying stuff. I've been on this real Ghostbusters kick. I'm telling you, ever since we got back from Robert Barbieri's house, Bobby 80s, I've listen. I've always loved real Ghostbusters. I've loved the toys that I've had for the last several years, but I really never added to the collection. I just had what I had, and now I'm like, I got new shelves. I've got risers.
I was going to say, you've got risers. That's like, it's a whole nother level.
Did I not tell the deal? I can't remember. I bought a Real Ghostbusters Ghost Trap a couple weeks ago. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, but I traded in some stuff, got store credit, and ended up getting this complete Real Ghostbusters working Ghost Trap for $20. Yeah. Jake was with me. He didn't say so, but I think he was impressed.
I was impressed. I was a little jealous.
Yeah, I'm impressed looking at it. But it's just like anything else. Like now that you have it all in that shelf, the DTOF, which looks amazing, we don't have lights on it, and I'm just like,
we need lights.
We gotta get lights, you know.
And Jake, what I love, and I think the people who listen to our podcast, we obviously have a lot of chemistry. We love what we do, but we're literally all three the same.
Yeah, I've been watching Breaking Bad, so like I've been learning.
Chemistry.
Bit about chemistry.
No, we're literally
Yes.
all the same people. Like
we've watched Breaking Bad.
When I'm like,
I love chemistry.
Jake's flattening prints. I better flatten some prints.
Dude, Jake, I saw your stories with all the prints, and I was like, I need to go to my flat file right now.
Craig bought some shelves. Jake's buying some shelves.
Let's just talk about...
we've been buying some shelves.
Like, when you say you're going to clean your house, but that's just an excuse to go through, like, drawers and look through all of your prints and, like, all of your autographs and, like, every...
Oh, that's exactly what I do,
Dude, I'm like, you never get to the actual cleaning, but, like, you go through everything.
I didn't even listen, I had no prints to flatten because all mine were flattened in the flat file. I ordered some prints. I was like, I'm going to flatten them in a couple days. They're gonna come so rolled, and I will flatten them.
If I'm gonna flatten, I want some more to flatten.
Collecting. It's I don't know. It's fucking awesome.
Yes.
I love buying stuff.
Same here.
Dude, I talk to these people who don't buy things, like they don't collect things, and like their entire life is go to work, come home, watch Netflix. And I'm like, okay, you like Netflix? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, what's the last movie you watched? And they'll tell me the movie, like, oh, I watched Avengers. I'm like, don't you want to buy like
Don't you need a
fucking
like a Thanos
infinity
fucking
glove?
gauntlet?
Yeah.
Like, right?
I just called it an infinity glove.
Don't you want that glove?
Is that what it's called?
It's a gauntlet. That's like the Kmart version. The infinity glove.
Right. It's like the dollar store version.
Gemstone glove.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gem and the holograms glove.
Get 6 stones.
Oh, and also speaking of buying things, and we'll move on here. I went to a toy show in Greenville, South Carolina over the weekend.
I know what you're going to say.
You know what I'm about to say.
Yes.
It was the toy show was Saturday morning, and we're about 2.5 hours from Greenville. And I looked at Abby on Friday. I was like, man, I'm supposed to go to this toy show tomorrow. And she was like, what do you mean you're supposed
You were like,
to?
I'm going to have to get up so early. I was like, what do you mean supposed to? Who's going with you?
I was
Who's
just
expecting
like,
you?
I was like, I'm just going. I'm just planning on going. So
You just have to say that.
I just have to say I'm supposed to.
I was jealous. I had to work. I wanted to go.
So it's cool. I went and I enjoyed myself. I ran into a YHS listener and friend of the podcast, Rob Sosby. Great guy. Talked to him and his wife for 15-20 minutes. Actually, it was funny. You know when you run into somebody who you know but you don't know that well, and they try to like mess with you a little bit? That's kind of what happened. I was talking to this toy dealer about vintage Star Wars stuff.
Did Rob come up and like put his hands over your eyes and surprise you?
Kind of. All I heard from the side to my left, I heard, "Don't listen to anything this guy says." And I turned around, I was like, "Who the fuck is talking to me?" I was like, "Oh
dude,
yeah, I like this guy. I love Rob. He's a really nice guy." No, I ended up buying. I bought some Extreme Ghostbusters stuff. I bought 4 complete Extreme Ghostbusters figures, like Roland, Kylie, fucking
Koski. Excuse me.
and Fardo, and the complete Ecto 1. And,
that Ecto, it's nice. You put the batteries in it, that thing works.
I had never seen this Ecto 1 in person, the Extreme Ghostbusters one. And they weren't made by Kenner. They were made by Trendmasters, who made all those Godzilla figures too, I think, Jake.
Dude.
And I got some good stuff, man.
It's a nice Ecto. The trap going in and out of the back. It's
these
very
toy
satisfying.
dealers, though. I was telling Jake about this. These fucking toy dealers. I hate when they talk to me like I don't know what I'm doing. Or he had a Kenner Ecto.
I hate when
one.
they talk to me in general. I'm just like, don't.
This guy had a Kenner Ecto 1. It had no chair. It was missing a door. It didn't have the stickers on. It didn't have the claw or the ghost in the back. And this guy was like, "Look at man, this thing's complete and it's in perfect condition." And I'm looking at it. I'm like, Are we looking at the same thing? Because it's not. Nothing you just said is true. But I bought the Extreme stuff anyway. So yeah, cool. It was fun. I love going to toy shows.
Good. I want to go to. I was jealous. I was like, because I was up there. I was hanging out with you guys the week before, and I was like, "Fuck, I want to go to that toy show. Can I come back? Can I take another Saturday off?"
Come back, guys.
You can take a Saturday off. Take a Sunday. Take a
off.
Monday. Do whatever you want.
Come back.
All right, cool. So we're gonna move on here.
Doors always open.
We kind of had a fun week last week with all this Dan Aykroyd stuff. It kind of like, listen, Dan Aykroyd used to make comments about the possibility of a new Ghostbusters movie like once a month. We got very used to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but this was like the first time in like 2 or 3 years we've gotten something like this, and people had a very strong reaction to it. Mm-hmm. So it was a fun week. There was a lot of discussion about a possibility of a new Ghostbusters movie. There was a lot of people saying things like the video game was the real third movie.
God.
That's the number one thing that Ghostbusters
fans... That is the
number
one most annoying thing I've heard about Ghostbusters in my life. The video game's the real first movie.
The real first movie?
The real first one?
Third movie. I don't know. Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, you know what, Jake? It's all annoying.
I like that. the video game's the real first movie. Like, I don't even.
It's a prequel.
I don't.
They enjoy the video game more than the first and second.
No, my favorite was like last year at Comic-Con where somebody asked Ivan Reitman if he considered the game the real third movie, and he was just like, no, I don't.
Next.
Hey, here's the. All right, let's figure this out. Is the video game a movie, or is it a video game?
I'm pretty sure.
There's
it's a
your
video
answer.
Game.
There it is.
Now you could watch it like it's a movie on YouTube.
But it had the original actors, even Bill Murphy.
Bill Murray kind of half-assed it a little bit in that. I'll be honest.
He did.
Some of his lines are kind of.
Dan, Ernie, and Harold fucking killed it.
We're gonna get ripped in the comments for what we're saying right now.
Fuck the comments.
Don't care.
Don't read them.
But yeah, Bill Murray really phoned it in. Like, it's like, oh, it's Bill Murray from Garfield in this movie, not Bill Murray from Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Having said that, we love Bill and we wish him the best in all of his endeavors.
Sure do.
He shoved a guy at an airport last week. Did you guys see that?
Fuck. Good for him.
What happened?
Good for that guy.
He was in, I think, Australia touring with Jan Vogler doing the symphony tour that he does now, or and he was
whatever the fuck he wants.
Bill Murray was walking with one of the girls, one of the ladies who's in that show, and there was a bunch of autograph hounds and people trying to take pictures with him, and he looked like he was being cordial with a couple guys, but like one guy like jumped in front of them and kind of like accidentally ran into the lady a little bit, and Bill just shoved him. Was like, you don't fucking do that, man. Like, listen, if I ever run into Bill Murray, I hope I can have a conversation with him, shake his hand, tell him how much I appreciate what he's done. You're never going to find me, like, running through an airport, pushing people over to meet anybody.
Right.
Like, that's just insane. So if
you're going to find me in the corner giving my own self a pep talk to try to, like, go and do it so I can just ask for the autograph and talk to the person.
Yeah. So, anyways, cool. Well, we'll move on here. Before we do, we've talked about this the last couple weeks. We wanted to let you guys know that this week's episode, and last week's, and the weeks before that, of Yes Have Some Podcast is brought to you by the brand new book, How to Pick Up Women with a Drunk Space Ninja. It is book 1 in a 3-part series, and I think the other books are actually rolling out now. They're available on Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, anywhere books are sold. We're talking about the new trilogy, The Adventures of Duke LaGrange, written by first-time author Jay Key, who is a YHS listener, and we've talked about this for the last couple weeks. So it is a science fiction comedy novel. It takes place not on Earth, somewhere in space. Can you guys tell I've read the book? I read the book.
Did you read the first few pages?
Craig has read the preface.
I'm going to read the book. I'm extremely fucking pumped that YHS listeners are living their dreams and writing novels. Lord knows I'm not. I mean, I'm living my dreams. I'm just not writing a novel. I'm going to, though. It's on my to-do list. It's behind like 45 other things.
You're going to finish yours before I finish mine.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. Join bounty hunter Duke LaGrange and his oft-inebriated Japanese-Irish ninja companion Ishiro Shea entered their favorite watering hole. This is part of the book, apparently. Cyborg Joe's Grill and Go in the Why Not Saloon. They had no idea that they would soon be gobbled up by an unhinged astral anomaly and deposited on an uncharted primitive world. Listen, it does sound fun.
Yes.
It sounds fun. Jake, you and I were talking about space earlier. Space is fun.
Yeah. Where are we talking about?
We love space. Sounds like Douglas Adams, yeah.
We were talking about Saturday Night Live, the space sketch.
You're right.
Frank R. Saudi says, for goofy grown-up pulp readers and sci-fi geeks, it's as much fun as a pan-galactic gargle blaster.
Whoa.
I like that.
I like it too.
So congratulations to Jay Key on his first ever novel, How to Pick Up Women with a Drunk Space Ninja. Available now where books are sold. And don't forget, the next 2 parts of the series are going to be rolling out this month, The Adventures of Duke LaGrange. And, pick it up. Let us know. If you pick it up, let us know what you think. And also, when you buy it, go to Amazon, leave a review. We talk about reviews on iTunes and stuff like that all the time. But for content creators, whether you're an author, podcaster, releasing a movie on iTunes, if you take the time out of your day and life to make a purchase, leave a review because it helps the people.
Yeah.
I know it helps us because it's always good when you go to buy a book and you're like, oh, this has reviews.
Yeah.
People like this.
Absolutely.
I can now.
Yeah, we ask them all the time. Ask for reviews all the time and for stars. So we do the same for the people who listen.
I love the 5-star system is like across the board.
Yeah.
Like people know.
Yeah.
5 stars.
5 stars. It's the best.
There you go.
Give them. Thank you.
You guys ready to talk about Ghostbusters Fan Fest?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, we when we were talking about what we wanted to do for today's episode, I think we all kind of, I think since getting back from Orlando and taking the tour of Bobby 80's magical kingdom of Ghostbusters merchandise, we've all had Ghostbusters on the brain. I know I have. And all the stuff with Dan last week, all the talk of a possible new movie. We know we're going to be getting these announcements about Ghostbusters Fan Fest pretty soon. We know that tickets will be on sale at some point officially in the next couple months. It's taking place June 8th and 9th, celebrating the 35th anniversary of the original release of Ghostbusters, the video game. Just kidding. Ghostbusters.
The real movie.
The real first movie. Ghostbusters. Do it. So we wanted to talk about FanFest because there's really not a whole lot of information other than it's going to be on the Sony lot, it's going to be about Ghostbusters, and it's going to be a really good time. So we're going to try to fill in the blanks. I think.
Yes.
Is that what we're gonna do here?
I wrote down ideas of what I want to see, so I feel like we're throwing.
This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have this discussion about what we want and don't want on a fan fest, and then after fan fest, once we collect ourselves and get back and settle down, we'll revisit this episode and see how right or wrong we were.
I like that. Right. I do like that.
This is like we're being Nostradamus here. Official predictions.
Are we placing bets?
Sure, we can bet some fuck budget.
Dang.
Jinx, you owe me some cocaine. Is that how that works?
Okay.
All right. Jake.
Yeah.
What are you feeling right now about Ghostbusters Fan Fest?
Well, right now it just feels weird because Wizard World. Well, first of all, we don't know anything, so that's a little. I know it's. You know what? What is it? What are we, 6 months out?
Yeah, it's the 6 month window.
About 6 months, yeah.
I feel like it's about time we start hearing a little more about this and what's going on. The ticket, the way they went about the tickets was a little weird, and it just kind of like, so Ghostbusters is in kind of a weird position, and like since Answer the Call came out, it's just been, it hasn't been great. And there's all of this, like, we kind of want things to be, exciting again. And it's like, whenever you hear, oh, there's going to be a Ghostbusters convention, we're like, okay, great. We're coming back. Ghostbusters is coming back. And then the tickets go on sale and it's like, such a weird I'm like, who is doing this? Like, who's doing this to me? Why is it done like make a decision and fucking do it? It seems weird. And it's just like I don't know what to expect from it right now. I can tell you what I want it to be like.
Yeah.
That's what we want. Here's the thing. You're right. We don't really know much of anything. I think anybody who goes to conventions, is familiar with how these things work, is a fan of Ghostbusters, like, we can make pretty educated guesses.
Yeah.
But we don't really know. There's no facts. There's been no guest announcements. This, in some ways, remember in Wayne's World 2? Where,
yeah.
Where,
you're talking about Wayne Stock.
I'm talking about Wayne Stock, where it's like a couple weeks out, and Wayne's like, I know people are getting nervous because none of the bands have actually confirmed. There's still plenty of tickets available, and Garth is just like, hey man, could you you're kind of freaking us out here.
Hey, I want Ghostbusters Fan Fest shirts in the Wayne Stock font.
Oh, that's happening.
With like a peace sign for the O. Okay, cool. Cool, guys.
The O in FanFest?
Mm-hmm. In Ghostbusters.
Gotcha.
Oh my god.
All right, Jake. Sorry.
Okay, continue. Guys, I think sure, yeah.
I can tell you, what I wish it would be like is Star Wars Celebration.
Yes, I was thinking the same
I've
thing.
I've only been to Celebration one time, but it was amazing. Like, they know what the fuck they're doing, and I know that they've been doing that for a long time, so they've had a lot of time to, work out kinks and But Star Wars Celebration was ran pretty smoothly. It was fun. There were, lots of panels in multiple places at once, so you don't have everybody trying to get into one. There was news happening. Like, we got to see the first trailer. It would be great to go to Ghostbusters Fan Fest and be presented with an exclusive first look at a trailer for something.
Fuck, I know.
I don't have faith that that's going to happen.
Don't you think if they're going to do that they need to, like...
There has to be an anchor. There has to be something like that.
It would be filming right now, right? Like, if they were, like, there would be new... It's only 6 months out. We would know that it was being made if they were going to do something
right.
Like
well, so...
God damn it, Jake.
Like, how, like, when you... Okay. When Episode 7... Like, when people knew Star Wars, like The Force Awakens, like what it was going to happen, like even before they started filming, like there was still that buzz that, okay, Star Wars Celebration that year, they're going to be introducing some of the cast. There might be like a teaser, some concept art. And I really think that if they're going to go that route, if there's going to be some sort of announcement about a live action movie or an animated movie or an animated tease or something, they need to heavily imply that you need to be there, and the only place you're going to see this is at Ghostbusters Fan Fest.
Well, my fear is that we're going to get there and there's going to be a panel, and it's going to be like, this is the panel you need to be at. And then we're going to get Ivan Reitman being like, yeah, we're going to do a movie. And that's it. Which is the same thing he said, a year ago on Ghostbusters Day. So it's like,
hey, if that happens, I'm going to stand up and it's going to be like a scene from a Kevin Smith movie. I'm going to be like, you know what? The video game's the real third movie. Right, guys?
Dude.
This guy doesn't even know.
Oh, man.
I think it'd be nice to see like some exclusive merchandise. Like Star Wars Celebration has figures that you can only get if you went. They have the little store where it's just like, hey, this is a whole line of stuff you can only get at Celebration. Yeah. I would love to see something like that.
Yeah. That's number 8 on the list of things I want to see is exclusive.
That's number 8. I'm going to hear your list. How many?
Dude,
how long is this list?
Abby's got a. What do you got, a list?
Yeah, I made a list. That's number
Let's
8
hear it.
was must-see exclusive limited merchandise.
We got to go in order.
You're going in order?
Before we get to your list, though, Jake, I think you bring up some really good points. Mm-hmm. I think as Ghostbusters fans, we all have that internal, like, I don't want to call us abuse victims.
No, but it's like a cynicism. It's like, and you know what? It's mainly.
We can't have.
I hate to say this. It's mainly Dan Aykroyd's fault for being such a like.
You're about to say cock
pusher.
Woo.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like he's been like what happened last week with what he said last week. That is the reason everybody. That's the reason because he's like the workaholic. We've been being told the same thing over and over forever. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that's why people are like, oh, Fan Fest, whatever.
Whatever.
It's gonna be like, you know what Fan Fest is actually gonna end up being like?
What?
It's just gonna be like, 10 o'clock at Dragon Con where we're all just standing around doing
waiting, dude,
in costume.
Yes. Dan Aykroyd's. What I was saying earlier is that he's like every like bad stepdad or real dad in every 90s movie that like doesn't show up till the end of the game and like misses your match or like isn't there for you and doesn't get you the right presents for Christmas. So yes.
When are we gonna be a dad again? I'll tell you what, Cadet.
Yeah, Angels of the Outfield.
As soon as the Angels win the pennant, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna come on my Harley. We're gonna get the Blues Brothers band going and we're gonna have a good time.
Oh my god.
Wait, hold on. Here's an idea. What if the Blues Brothers perform at Fan Fest?
That is number 5 on my list. Musical performances by Dan Aykroyd and whoever he's playing with. I don't care.
Everybody.
I just want him playing music for me.
Listen.
Yes.
I think as a Ghostbusters fan, we all have every right to have that skepticism. What are we laughing about?
I'm laughing because I just had a thought in my head that Dan Aykroyd is going to find the nearest Walgreens or CVS to do a Crystal Head vodka signing at the. They're going to set up like what do they call it? Like a pop-up CVS, so he can do a signing.
Yes.
So he can do a signing at the convention.
That's amazing because number 7 is pop-up selfie spots that I want on my list, and I'm imagining a little test your blood pressure with a picture selfie. Dan Aykroyd set up.
Hey, come on, put your arm in the machine. Hope you at 180 over 240. I don't even know what that means, but a little bit of Crystal Head. Vodka's gonna help you out with that blood pressure, son.
Dude, we need to have a guest have some photo shoot at a Walgreens.
Listen, here's the thing. We all have a reason to be skeptical. It's fucking Ghostbusters, and Answer the Call turned into like a real big, what do you even compare it to? It's like if you've always wanted a surprise party your whole life and you finally get a surprise party and then you're like, you know what? I don't like surprise parties. Like it just didn't feel good. Mm-hmm. Dropping a hint. I kind of want a surprise party. All right, here's a question. I do want to get to your list. I was going
to say what you just said reminded me of number 2, which is...
This is not how you do a list.
That's not how we do a list. How do you do lists?
Listen. I keep saying listen. I was informed recently that's my catchphrase where I go, listen.
Okay.
Do we think there is going to be any reminder of Answer the Call officially? I'm not talking about do you think people will dress up and Answer the Call? I'm sure
you're talking cast members.
I'm talking. Will there be cast members there from Answer the Call? Will there be a panel about are we seeing? Because I'm viewing.
Or when it comes to branding, if there's Fan Fest shirts or merchandise, will we see?
I am viewing
stuff.
This 35th anniversary and Fan Fest as kind of a clean slate. This is almost not a reboot of Ghostbusters as a movie, but
don't call it a reboot.
Don't call it a reboot.
It's like a relaunch of the franchise because
tabula rasa.
It was stuck in the muck for so long, and Answer the Call was supposed to if you go back and watch those interviews from Dan Aykroyd and Ivan Reitman around the time Answer the Call was coming out, they kept saying, we're going to go with this movie. It's going to breathe new life into the franchise, and then we're going to just go from there. And it didn't happen. It had the reverse effect. The franchise took a big, gross step backwards, not because
sucked the life out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's that's a whole other episode trying to figure out what went wrong and why, because there's a million different reasons, and trying to put it on one specific thing it's foolish.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that skepticism that you talk about, Jake, is very real. And
for sure.
You can't blame any Ghostbusters fan. We're all going to go. We're all going to enjoy ourselves. And it's very cool that we're going to get a Ghostbusters convention. But to get our hopes up for that dream announcement of the new movie or the new feature or the Netflix TV show, because we have limited media right now. We've got 2 movies that came out 30 and 35 years ago. One movie that came out a couple years ago that at this point is going to be viewed like the RoboCop reboot. They tried it, it didn't work. And there's a comic book that people like the Ghostbusters comic book, but that's not reaching out.
It doesn't have the numbers and the volume.
It doesn't reach out to the masses. Yeah. So it's what is this going to be? I'm very stressed.
I mean, I think the key is lowered expectations at this point, because going in thinking that you're going to get something, I don't know. I guess maybe cynicism may pay off in a way, because that's what I want. If we're joking about my list,
Let's do the list.
Number 10 on my list is I want.
What is this list called?
It's just things I want to see at Ghostbusters Fan Fest 2019.
That is a great name.
Thank you. I've worked really hard on this. Number 1 is
You don't do number 1 first.
What are we doing? Are we
going do number 10 first.
Number 10? I want a fucking announcement. I want something big. That's what we're talking about right now. I'd love to hear that there's either I'd love to hear a live action movie announcement. I'd be fine with a Netflix series. I'd be okay with an animated series. I don't want answer the call follow up and a comic book announcement. I don't feel like that's what we're gonna get. Like, I'd like something.
Could you imagine they get a couple thousand Ghostbusters fans on the Sony lot to announce like another Ghostbusters Ninja Turtles crossover comic?
Yeah, like I don't see that happening, but also like I just said, I feel like expecting less may pay off. But like deep down, yeah, I want something big. Like I want there to be a reason for us to all be out there.
Sure.
So yeah. And number 9, I'd love to see Bill Murray there. Like, I don't care in what capacity.
It's not going to happen.
Dude, I want to see
Next,
it there.
number 8.
Number 8.
Yeah.
I can't. I want to see. Number 8 was exclusive merchandise. I want to see bomber jackets, commemorative pin sets, special Fan Fest patches, decals. I want to have a Fan Fest yearbook that everyone signs. I want Hassan to make those.
That's not going to happen, but it's amazing, and I want that too.
Thank you. All right, number 7.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. What if we made that?
A yearbook?
Yeah,
Okay.
like what if
Everyone submits
YHS
their
makes a
own
fucking
picture? Can we have
a
picture
Ghostbusters
day?
Fan Fest yearbook?
So you're talking about we get people to submit their pictures.
Mm-hmm.
We make it like a yearbook with a directory, and we print them, and then we sell them.
Can I get Annie Potts
Every
to
person
sign
who's
it?
going to be there.
Yeah,
Say, stay sweet.
We're doing it.
we're doing it.
Yes.
YHS yearbook. Fan
Sweet.
Fest.
I made something happen.
There you go.
Thanks, list. Cool.
Thanks,
Cool,
list.
guys. Yeah, I
All
like
right,
list.
number 7.
Number 7 was I want selfie spots. I think it would be really cool. I mean, if we're on the lot, it's very photogenic anyway, but like I think it would be cool if we had like a recreation of Dana's chair from the original movie with like, it'd be kind of neat to be able to sit there, or like at least have some of the original props behind glass to take pictures of. To have that curated would be super awesome. Recreating the library shelves, or like the Vigo painting, like a big one, or the end of Ghostbusters 2, one of the fettuccinis, like have that painted and like large in scale for photos would be very cool.
So at Universal Studios, Jake, when you you can like take a picture in front of the Jeep with like the T-Rex coming out of the woods.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining a guy in one of those Spirit inflatable Stay Puft costumes.
Get
your picture with Stay
that we
Puft.
have to wait in. Oh my god.
Dude, I would wait in that line.
Me too.
That's amazing.
That's great. Number 6 was a Sigourney Weaver, Annie Potts photo package. Just because I feel like that would be something that I would love to see both of them together, and I personally would love to get my own photo in between them because that's not something that has happened. Like they don't frequent conventions together. You don't see them out, and it would be really awesome. I mean,
I think you're hitting on some stuff real quick. I think unique experiences that you cannot obtain anywhere else, to me, is the main selling point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and you're hitting on those things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want something where it's like, oh, cool, Ernie Hudson's going to be there, Dan Aykroyd will be there. Like, that's great. We've all had, we need new opportunities.
Yeah.
Love Ernie Hudson.
And if you're drawing from original content from that first movie, like by either making little like small set recreations or focusing on like props or costumes or screen worn stuff, like showing it in a new light, like that would be very, very cool to have experience that are like enriching from that first movie would be very, very cool. Or Ghostbusters 2. Yeah.
All right.
Number 5 was musical performances by Dan Aykroyd or Ray Parker Jr. or fucking Fall Out Boy, because then we could see John Yerkeba lose his shit.
We could see one person at that concert.
Yeah,
that was the saddest mosh pit I ever saw.
It was just John windmilling. It's fantastic. I'd get in there. That would be fun. No, but it would be cool to see a musical performance for sure. That kind of an experience.
If they don't, okay.
Because we're all there anyway. Everyone's hyped up.
We heard rumors of a VIP
We want
party.
to dance. We want to hook up. We're all in hotels. Come on.
Listen, I think there will be some sort of VIP package that includes like a private party with Ray Parker Jr. performing. There has to. They have to.
They have to.
Yeah, exactly. They have to.
All right.
Cool.
But it has to take place in the what's the name of that hotel? The Biltmore?
Yeah, not the Cedric.
Where the Cedric is.
Exactly.
Yeah. That'd be amazing.
Oh, man. Is that like a formal wear event, though? I'm getting stressed. I might have to go shopping while I'm there. I'm very excited. I see myself having like a Julia Roberts and Pretty Woman wearing my like Ghostbusters flight suit and going to like the fancy stores. And oh my God, I'm excited. Okay, number 4 was I want a firehouse bounce house. And I don't want people to wear their equipment in there, although I know some of the Ghostbusters community people will try to wear their proton packs in the bounce house.
I'm just picturing like the Central Ohio
like
Ghostbusters fucking drowning in a deflating bounce house, trying to escape. Fucking Eric is like,
that's why we can't have those things.
Like, yeah,
exactly.
I'm just worried about getting all these Ghostbusters fans in one. This is like, I don't even know what to compare this to. But.
I love it.
All right, keep going.
Number 3 was
finally.
I want an ecto cooler food truck, or like a food truck area with like Jello shots, deep fried Twinkies, French bread pizza, Stay Puft Marshmallow Rice Krispie treats, Chinese food, deep dish pizza, all the good stuff, all the Ghostbusters food references. It's fun because they had, when we were there for the trailer event, they had like a themed buffet that was pretty nice. So let's just do it a little bit more and bigger for everyone, like to feed everybody. So yeah. Okay, number 2, I want I Survived Ghostbusters Answer the Call t-shirts for sale. Number 1, a Katie Dippold dunk tank.
Wait, you just. God.
Wait, did I ruin it?
Don't you know how to
slow roll it?
Yeah.
All right.
Everybody missed that. Well, I'm still caught. What was the shirt?
Number 2 was an I Survived Ghostbusters Answer the Call t-shirt.
Okay. How does everybody feel about that? Because I like it.
I like it too.
I want it, yeah.
We should just make those too. We're actually just creating the Yes Have Some to-do list for Fan Fest.
That's what I was secretly hoping.
So we're going to be sitting there passing out our yearbooks and our I Survived Answer the Call shirts, and they're going to be like, get these motherfuckers out of here.
Out of here.
I like it.
I didn't hear what your number 1 was.
Well, okay. So if Ghost Corps was listening to this episode and if they're like taking everything I said seriously, great. This one's not serious, but it's fun. I want a Katie Dippold dunk tank where she sits in the tank and we can, throw the. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Oh man, did I ruin it? Did I ruin my role?
No, you're good. That was good. Those are some really good ideas in there.
All right, good.
There's some good stuff in there.
There's some good stuff in there. I like it because I hope they have people thinking along these lines I'm sure they do. These are big companies. But like giving those experiences, like I love the idea of having like little setups that are like scenes from the movie where you can like take pictures and that kind of stuff. Obviously, like they're going to have the Ecto there. What's funny though, you think they'll have the new Ecto there? Because it's on the lot.
They're going to move it.
It's going to be with the Breaking Bad.
They're going to hide it.
They're gonna hide it in the back.
Oh my God! They're gonna
find an empty. They're gonna find an empty sound stage and just fucking park it in there.
We left it. We put it on the farm, guys.
You're gonna walk in and fucking Paul Feig's gonna have a tube from the back. The exhaust pipe into the front. He's gonna be sitting in the front.
Dude, yes, that's one of the selfie stations. Oh my God!
I love the idea of having a Ghostbusters Fan Fest and then having the screen used car and having to hide it. Well, guys, I made a list too.
Did you?
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay, mine's a little different.
Okay.
And I can go through these fast, more like a David Letterman style top 10. I'll add a little on.
Oh, but I wasn't allowed to go through them fast.
Well, because yours are real ideas.
Okay.
Mine is the top 10 things you're definitely not going to see at Ghostbusters Fan Fest.
Okay.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah, drum roll.
Yeah. I hear it.
Get the timestamp out of drum roll.
Number 10, the return of the Ken or Real Ghostbusters line. Announcement. Not going to happen.
I mean, yeah.
Number 9, Paul Feig Q&A.
That's not going to happen.
Number 8, the Pete Mosen VIP experience package.
I'm buying it.
What would that be?
Like sandwiches with Pete.
I don't know.
Get a Pete sandwich photo op.
A Pete sandwich photo op. All right. Number 7, the return of Maddie Collector.
I mean, I feel like people would be mad.
Could you imagine the course of booze? They bring out the fucking, what was that guy? Toy Guru?
Yes.
Yeah.
To announce a crowdfunding?
Fucking pitchforks. The game's the real first movie.
you imagine he comes, hey guys, Scott from Mattel here. We're going to crowdfund an Ecto-1. It really rolls. They just burn him at the stake. Number 6. Spirit.
Whoa, I love the idea of GB Fan Fest turning into like Woodstock 99 at some point. Because people are all so mad.
There's just a
Limp Bizkit shows up.
Yeah. People are just getting assaulted during Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Good idea.
Number 6, Spirit Proton Pack Build Workshop.
Okay.
So dumb.
Okay. All right.
It's just changing the ribbon.
It's just opening the box.
Jake, you can lead the workshop. All right, this is what you do.
I like it.
Step 1.
It's a 2-hour workshop.
Step 1, open the box. Step 2, take a break. Number 5, a Novos panel called The Art of Timely Shipping.
Burn, sick burn.
Oh boy!
Did you guys see that this week?
What happened?
Yeah, I saw that they're shipping. Right, people are starting to get those.
People are starting to get their proton packs 2 years later.
I saw somebody post. I saw somebody post they got it, and a bunch of the pieces are broken.
God damn it!
Listen, I'm not even making that up.
I know, I saw it. Shit. Number 4, official FanFest merchandise featuring Winston. Well, they've been leaving him off their shirts for 35 years. Why fix it now? Fucking.
I hope they fix it.
They better. Number 3, James Gunn. He's just not going to be there. There's no way that they are going to. Whoever directs the next live action Ghostbusters, it will be the least controversial thing. It'll be like Barack Obama or something. Like it'll be like something
So tame.
Dude, I'm caught in my liberal bubble. Acting like half the world doesn't just hate Barack Obama.
I was about to say, I think a lot of people would have something to say.
Listening to
about
Michelle Obama's new book on tape.
It's very good.
So
they should let her direct it. Number 2, the official Ghostbusters Fan Fest Fan Film Festival.
Oh my god! I wish that was a real thing.
Dude, I would
be into that.
We should host one of those unofficially in our hotel room.
Oh my god.
And it's an exclusive event. I'm really brainstorming here, guys. I didn't write this one down. I think we should do that. That's a good idea.
Jake, what would the fan film festival look like?
I mean, it would be a good time. There'd be a lot of laughing.
There'd be so much laughing.
There'd be a lot of laughing. There would probably be a lot of people who don't understand why there's a lot of laughing.
Yeah.
What's so funny?
Why are they laughing? We didn't film this as a comedy.
Don't mock my art. Somebody would say that. Dude, talk about a drinking game. Anytime Oscar becomes one of the Ghostbusters. Anytime somebody's a son or daughter of a Ghostbuster, take a drink.
Right.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I think that would be fun. You know how this is what we call alternative programming. I think have some.
We could have fan film awards.
We need to host
That's
our
a good
own.
idea.
We
I
need
think
to
it's a
host
good
our
idea,
own
too.
convention.
I also really like our idea of a fan film fest screening in our hotel room. I like the idea of there being a line out the door and us being like, no, we're at capacity.
It's like
You gotta go
it's just
back.
us watching
It's just us though.
Just the 3 of us and Ryan Dole. All right, and the number 1 thing you will not see at FanFest is Bill Murray. He's not going to be there.
That's true. He's not going to be there.
He's not
for
going to
sure.
be there.
He's not even going to know that it's a thing.
No. Why would he be there?
No.
There's no. The only reason, even if they were announcing a new Ghostbusters movie starring Bill Murray, he still wouldn't be there.
He wouldn't be there for sure. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Nope.
Whew, we covered some ground there. How you guys feeling?
If he was, I wish it would be in the capacity where he's in disguise or I don't know. You know what I mean? He's working. I don't know, passing out pizza or something.
I hope it comes out the day FanFest is over that he was on purpose hanging out across the street from FanFest or something.
I want to. How do we make Cult of Aykroyd shirts that have a UFO on them and it's take me to your leader, the Cult of Aykroyd?
You want to start a Dan Aykroyd religion for real before?
Yeah, I want to start it right now.
I'm cool with that.
We can do that.
Sure.
He said in that interview last week that Conehead was his absolute favorite character. Hey, I want to talk about this real quick. Did you guys watch that whole interview?
No.
Not the entire thing.
There is some. I love Dan Aykroyd.
Some good stuff in there?
Some of Aykroyd's greatest hits. He talks about his Tourette's, his self-diagnosed Tourette's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he talks about, like, at one point, Dan Rather asks him what his favorite character to play was. And he doesn't just say, I like playing Beldar, Conehead. He goes into character.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa,
and he's like,
wait, now I want to watch that.
He's like, Dan Rather's like, so Dan, what is your favorite character to play? He's like, well, my favorite character would be Beldar, Conehead. And he just does the whole thing. And he's like,
he just goes into
you said him. And he just does the whole, and it's like, and Dan Rather's like, okay.
God. How do we get Dan Aykroyd like down to talk to us while we're over there?
We should contact Dan Aykroyd and be like, we don't want Dan Aykroyd, we want Beldar.
We want
to interview Beldar.
Yeah. I want a Blues Brothers concert at Ghostbusters Fan Fest, but with Beldar.
Yes. I love that.
Okay, write that down. Listen, I'm very excited about Fan Fest. I think, like we've said it a couple times, not to get sappy, but it's going to be really cool getting to see all of our friends. A lot of people we don't get to see very often, all congregate. And the last time we were in LA was such a good time.
Yeah.
And it was all
pictures today.
It was too quick.
It's great.
It was too quick, and it was all Ghostbusters related. So we'll have more time to let it breathe a little bit.
Guys, are we gonna go see that Nightmare on Elm Street house?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jake, I'm gonna make you wear your Slimer mask the entire time we're there.
I'm bringing it.
Jake, you have
I'm bringing it, and I'm getting it signed by whoever else is there.
Who's left? Who do you need to sign?
I mean, who knows? We'll see who's going to be there.
You need Andy Potts. You need Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
You need Melissa McCarthy.
I would feel like such a piece of shit getting Rick Moranis' autograph on that fucking thing. It's just like, I'm going to waste. Like, he's hasn't done any signing until this year. I'm going to waste it on that fucking ugly Slimer
dude,
mask.
If you do that, I'm going to edit the scene of Ghostbusters 2 where Lewis walks in and goes, oh, it smells like somebody took a big, and it's just going to cut to you wearing that Slimer mask.
Let's do it.
Okay. Hey, let's do that anyway. Let's do that anyway.
I love the idea of you pulling it out of your pocket like it's a little handkerchief and like unfolding
I'm gonna wear it the whole
for him
weekend.
to fucking.
Everyone's
Sorry,
like,
Mr.
why are you
Moran.
wearing that?
Just in case.
They're gonna think you're gonna be one of the ones in the melting
Got your yearbook.
firehouse bouncy house.
Oh my god! Deflating the fucking.
The deflate. I don't even. I feel bad.
I love the image of a bunch of Ghostbusters with proton packs just bouncing and then just like puncturing the bouncy house.
I feel bad because I'm sure the Central Ohio Ghostbusters are a real franchise, and I just picked that out of thin air.
You just picked it for no reason, and they're probably mad now.
Well, fine. Just to listen, it'll be like the Atlanta Ghostbusters.
We love them all.
We love them all.
We love all.
I just picked that out of thin air. Just picked that out of thin air.
Out of thin air.
This is fun.
It's fun.
I'm having fun with you guys.
I'm having like flashbacks to when we first started our podcast because that literally like we started.
Should we do a live show? Oh, there's a caller on the line.
Yes.
No, there's not.
The genesis of our podcast was Ghostbusters Answer the Call. We like felt like there wasn't a voice for the people who were excited about that movie, and then after we saw it, we felt like we should keep talking about it, and now we're still going, and like the chance that there might be something new and something more is really exciting.
It's awesome. It's really exciting, and I actually really agree with that statement that like this kind of conversation and the listen. Here comes my final thoughts, even though the episode's not over. But I wanted to do this. I've stole David Letterman's top 10, and now I'm stealing Jerry Springer's final thoughts. Who knows what I'll steal next? The best part of fandom and the best part about being excited about like the movies and the franchises that you love is the anticipation of the unknown. Wondering what a Star Wars trailer is going to be like. The buildup is almost always better than what you get, right? So like I want to savor the next 6 or 7 months Because whatever happens. When we go out there, it's gonna be fun. There's gonna be some exclusive merch, announcements, autographs, photo ops, all that stuff is gonna be great. But the anticipation of what it could be will be very fun. And Yes Have Some Podcast will be taking you along the ride, right?
Yeah.
Taking you along the ride?
Yeah, we're going to be filming and touring and doing shit.
We're going to be touring? We're going on tour.
We're touring stuff.
I think we'll be doing
I took a tour yesterday, and now I'm just like, we tour
You just like
now.
that word.
I love it. Yes.
Before we move on from FanFest discussion, any other loose ends that we want to tie up? Any more final thoughts about Ghostbusters Fan Fest? We're going to be talking about it a lot over the next couple months, so...
I just want more information.
We should be getting it soon. Mm-hmm. I have been told it's coming.
Cool.
All right.
But it was Jake that told me. So. Cool. Well, before we move on to the next chapter of this episode, I wanted to talk about Yes Have Some on social media. So, if you are a fan of the podcast and you're listening and you're downloading every week, we want you to make sure that you head over to facebook.com/YesHaveSomeCast and of course join the official Facebook group, the discussion group for Yes Have Some Podcast, Yes Have Some Group Therapy. In addition to that, you can follow us on Twitter, and we've been posting a lot on Instagram lately at YHS Podcast. That's my little Dan Aykroyd sneaking in there. God, I want Dan Aykroyd to do these things for me. Mm-hmm. I just want him to promote our stuff. And he might not know what Instagram is. You know he has a flip phone. You know that? He won't carry a smartphone because he's afraid of aliens and government interference.
Wow.
I'm not lying.
Cool.
Wow, okay.
You guys know.
I believe you.
I do.
My favorite Dan Aykroyd quote ever is when he said he would be surprised if aliens would even want to visit us after 9/11.
Because their opinion of us dropped.
Yeah, they're like, ugh, look what they're doing. That's a real quote. Well, Pearl Harbor was one thing.
Let's do it. Hey, let's do it.
This
a new
episode is just
thing.
us laughing.
Hey, let's start a new part of the show where every week you have 3 quotes and we have to guess whether they're Dan Aykroyd quotes or you just made them up.
Like 2 truths and a lie, yeah.
That is officially going to happen at the end of this episode. Just let everybody know. Letting everybody know. But yeah, you can check us out on social media at YHS Podcast, Twitter, and Instagram.
2 lies and an Aykroyd. That's good.
2 lies and an Aykroyd.
Cool.
The cult of Aykroyd. Take me to your leader. Okay. Make sure that you subscribe to us on YouTube. We have a lot of stuff going on over there too. Just search Yes Have Some on YouTube. Will be the first thing that pops up. All right. I did it.
Cool.
You guys proud of me?
Yeah.
All those things I just
You did social media.
So, I did social media. It's Thanksgiving week. What was that?
I've got like an Old Spice smell going right now.
Oh, do you smell?
I smell like dad. Yeah.
Your dad or just all dads?
Just general dad.
Okay. Well, that's
something.
A little TMI there. What if we were like a morning show? God, that would be so fucking funny.
It's early, guys.
Jake, have you ever thought about this? What if like one of our listeners was a radio producer and they contacted us to be like the new morning zoo crew, like in Birmingham, Alabama? What if we did that?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'd be down.
YHS in the mornings?
Yeah. We'd all get like wacky DJ names.
Yeah.
I'd be Side Sally. Because I like side salads so much. I've already thought about this.
Oh yeah, PSA, don't eat romaine lettuce. Okay.
It's very bad for you.
So, it's Thanksgiving week. For the last couple of years, we've been doing this segment on Yes Have Some Podcast where we talk about the things that stress us out, but we are going to change it up. Finally, we're no longer stressed. This week, we're thankful. And I was analyzing some of my thoughts on this, and I realized that stressed out about something and thankful for me is the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the same thing.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys ready to do this?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Let's do it.
We're thankful. Do you guys want me to go first?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This year, I need some
I need some music behind it.
Thanksgiving music.
Yeah, what's a good Thanksgiving
What's
song?
Thanksgiving? I don't know a Thankskiving song.
I'm thankful.
Are there any?
You guys want to jump in?
What's the
Thank You by Alanis Morissette. Done. I fucking love that song, and the video's hot.
What's that song? Oh, thank you.
Thank you, India. Na, 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 na.
I was thinking about that song from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. Wait, what was that? How did it go?
I was thinking about this one. Hold on, I'm going to load it up for my thankful music.
This occasion to celebrate a seminal event in American history. This year,
you guys remember this from Addams Family Values?
Important day, and I said
Peter McNichol and that other lady. Where's the song?
The Native American word for corn.
So we're just gonna add it in now?
Yeah, cool. This isn't even the goddamn song.
Great.
It's just a fucking clip.
We're just doing some clips here.
Oh.
That was my favorite song.
Anyways, I'm thankful.
We're thankful.
This year, Craig from Yes Have Some podcast is thankful for selective sequels. I love and am thankful for the fact that we live in a time where we can get sequels and follow-ups and reboots and retoolings to movies and franchises that we love. And they can just pick which movies in the franchise that came before it even count anymore.
God, I feel like we could do a whole episode about this.
Well, we will.
It's
we
so
will.
much freedom.
But I am very thankful. I am thankful for the new Halloween, where they were just like, hey, 2 through 11 don't count. Deal with it. I'm thankful for the new Leprechaun, where they were like, 2 through 7 don't count. You notice it always starts at 2. Like, we haven't seen any yet where they're like, all right, well, Rocky 1, 2, and 4 count. 3 doesn't. 5 does, but it actually takes place before 2. Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
No, I'm excited. I think we're seeing something really interesting with franchise filmmaking, which is that all these franchises that we love, it's very clear they're not going anywhere. They're going to be here forever. And if there was some shitty ones that came out, they're just like, well, we're not going to count those, and it's okay. It's kind of what they do in comic books, right? Like,
so do we think the next Halloween will also be a direct sequel to the first one?
Yes, they're going to keep making direct sequels.
they'll keep making a selective Halloween sequel until they get one like
yes.
Yeah.
Until it's
that's
good.
kind of interesting. Like
Until it's
that
perfect.
That's so weird. Like, God, let's do. Or you know what would even be cool if they made a sequel that did like was selective, but in a way where like maybe 1 and 2 and 4 count, but the rest, you know what I mean? Like some kind of weird.
Yeah,
I'd be into that. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of a series where it's got to be a series where there's like Friday the 13th or something like that, where they were like, okay, this is what's canon. 1 through 3 and 8. So he gets the mask, he dies, he goes to Manhattan, he dies again.
Okay.
And now that's where we are. Like something like that. Like
a sequel to Jason Takes Manhattan,
It's
where
like a
he is
choose your
just
own
like
adventure.
learned to live in New York City and like be a, take the subway without murdering people and get his own job. And
you find out that Jason is Kino's boss in Secret of the Ooze at the pizza place.
I get it. I mean, like it.
What's interesting is like I saw that there's a fan film coming out that's just a sequel to like Friday the 13th Part 5. Like, what if they start making just like, okay, this is a sequel to? I mean, they're kind of doing that with Terminator, right? Like,
yeah,
the first 2 count. 3, 4, and 5 don't, and then
do a Dream Warriors sequel. That's fine. Do just direct sequels. Yeah,
direct sequels to sequels.
Yeah,
I love that. What movies do you guys want to see direct sequels to sequels to? Dream Warriors? You just said that.
Dream Warriors.
Dream Warriors 2.
Yeah.
Back to the Hospital, but they use the number 2. Back to the Hospital.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
What else? Terminator 2 2.
Oh yeah, I do want to see
2
Terminator 2 Part 2 specifically because I love all those characters.
I want to see a sequel to Jaws 3 where the shark just like travels to every like SeaWorld location.
Okay. I'm good with that, yeah.
But this time he has a motive. It's because they're treating the fucking orca whales poorly.
Whoa. Yeah, Ninja Turtles 3 sequel?
Yes.
I'm fine with that
TMNT 3 too? Mm-hmm. I like the idea of Bruce from Jaws 3 being like, they tried to kill me once. They are trying. They're like, it's like propaganda. It's like, SeaWorld says that the life expectancy of an orca whale is 35 years. I say, not on my fucking watch. Jaws 3D 2.
All right.
Hey, DC, listen, you guys would benefit from this.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What else, guys? Come on. You got to have another couple. We
all
love
I don't know, Force Awakens?
Oh, yes. Whoa. That's why we created this generator. Yes, the Force Awakens. It's the sequel spin-off generator.
Force Awakens 2.
Drop it in, yes. Fuck The Last Jedi. Just forget it. It's not even there. Let's just get right back into it. Yeah, fix it.
I mean, there was a petition for that that we all laughed at, but now we seem to be taking it kind of, you know.
It is. I mean, it is silly.
Have we not mentioned Ghostbusters yet?
Well,
is that
hold on. Let me be serious for a second.
Ghostbusters 2 too?
Hey, let Jake be serious. I'm listening.
Jake, you be serious.
I think selective sequels are fine if it's not like... Of course, I wouldn't want them to do that with a Star Wars movie, because I feel like we take Star Wars too seriously to have a movie kind of taken away. Like, whether we liked or didn't like the movie, to me, selective sequels only work with certain like, it's fine with Halloween because there are 11 of them, and there are, like, most of them are not good. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it can't work with everything. It works with Halloween. It works with Leprechaun. It works with, you know, stuff that people... It's not going to... Like, you can't... I feel like the whole reason selective sequels even exist is because sequels usually suck.
Right. Mm-hmm. That is true.
That's it. That's the only reason we're doing it. Terminator... The next Terminator movie is only ignoring Terminator 3 through, I don't know, 5 or 6 because those movies are awful.
Now, one thing to keep in mind, this is not a new thing. Like, movies have been doing this for a long time. So, like, Superman Returns.
Jaws 4 did it.
Yeah, Jaws 3 does not even count. That's why it deserves a sequel.
Not in the canon, yeah.
I can't read that.
Okay.
Abby's reading me notes, but I can't read it. What's that say? You have to pee? That's your note?
Yeah. This is the exclusive Patreon content.
Should we pause here? Or?
No, we're going to keep going. You go. I'm going to talk to Jake about this.
This is like when we do a commentary on a VHS tape.
This is a very loose podcast.
I had a lot of coffee, just to let everybody know. Because I give you my all when I come on this podcast.
Jake.
Yeah.
Superman Returns, the Brandon Routh movie.
Yeah.
That ignored Superman 3 and 4. Like, they just didn't acknowledge those.
Right.
You just mentioned Jaws the Revenge. I mean, the Halloween H2O was the first selected. The Halloween franchise is very convoluted. So, yeah, this is not a new idea at all.
Right.
Even, like, Dream Warriors didn't really acknowledge Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Like, it didn't, like, disavow it, but it didn't acknowledge it. It didn't go out of its way to say that it happened. So I am very grateful for these selective sequels. Now I just got to think what we'll do is I'll stop there, but we'll do an episode where we all come up with ideas for selective sequels to franchises that we want to see.
Right. Like a whole plot.
Yes, we'll put together a whole plot.
Okay.
Oh, there's the note writer.
I'm back.
Yeah, we'll write out our plots to sequels that ignore shitty franchise entries.
Okay.
Hey, maybe that'll be a bonus episode for Patreon.
Ooh, yeah,
that sounds good.
That'll be good.
Good idea.
Cool.
Y'all having a meeting? What is this, a podcast?
We're in the middle. This is a very loose Have you guys noticed our podcast is a little different than other podcasts sometimes?
I like it.
We do sound like a radio show. All right, Jake.
Yeah.
I feel like you might have a lot to be thankful for this year.
God, I wrote just like a whole list of random shit. And you know what the first one is? Leprechaun. I'm thankful for Leprechaun.
Jake, my favorite. We didn't even, real quick. We put up our video on our YouTube channel and on Facebook this week of our trip to Orlando. And it's kind of a compilation of, we went to some toy stores. We went to Bobby 80's house and Halloween Horror Nights and all that. We talked about it. My absolute favorite part of the video is when it cuts to Jake and he's holding up a Hornswoggle figure.
Yes!
And he's like, hey guys, I found the Leprechaun toy.
Dude! That little tiny bit, I didn't see it like when I watched it the first time. So the second time, I literally died laughing. I was like, oh my God, it's literally the best.
Hey, you know what? You know what? I'm going to kind of skip what I was going to talk about on my list, but you brought that up. One of the things I am thankful for is NECA. I feel like NECA has been like, they're just, when you think of like toy companies, NECA is doing the best. They're doing the absolute best that they can do. And everything about their company, as far as to like what they're putting out, the amount of stuff they have constantly being released, the sculpt on everything, it's just all super top notch. And it's like, I feel like I want everything. I want NECA to be doing the Ghostbuster toys. I want NECA to be doing the Jurassic Park stuff. Like, give them everything, because it's almost as if they're so far ahead of everyone else that you're like, well, what's wrong with everyone else? Why can't someone else make a Dr. Grant look like Dr. Grant when fucking NECA can do what they're doing? It doesn't make sense. But you reminded me of that, saying something about Leprechaun, because I was looking the other day for like Leprechaun figures to see if there were ever any made, and there aren't. There's one thing that I can find. When the first Leprechaun came out, they made like a little bendy toy, like a little, I think it's like maybe 4 or 5 inches tall. I found a couple on eBay and they're all like $300.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
It's like a pretty rare thing. I think it might have been a promotional thing. I don't know if it's something you could have just bought.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I was like, oh, I want a Leprechaun figure. And then I was like, oh, you know what? NECA's probably going to end up doing that at some point. It's like, they're making everything else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I completely agree. And like, if you look at who NECA is competing with, like in their market, like Diamond Select, McFarlane, obviously like Mattel and Hasbro and those kind of companies. But for the more specialty stuff, like their sculpts, like you said, Jake, their packaging, their price point, like it's affordable. And like when you look at those figures, like when you look at the new Pennywise figure or the Freddy figures, or even I just picked up the Bill and Ted, the Wild Stallions 2-pack.
Yeah.
And those are like the retro figures. They're a little bit bigger. They have cloth clothing. Even those look so much better than like what McFarlane's doing. Because like, Jake, we talked about it. Those McFarlane Ghostbusters Stranger Things toys, they don't look that great.
I don't think they do, yeah.
Like, they're okay, but like, NECA is like on another level.
Yeah. I feel like they know it too. Like they just have like a panache.
They got some kind of secret. It's like they have a secret lab, and whoever's like in there doing their sculpting maybe did some sort of like deal with the devil or aren't human or something.
Yeah,
because it's
sold
like
their soul.
Because I understand that when you make a 6-inch figure, the face is the size of like the tip of your pinky, that it's really hard to get likeness rights looking good.
Yeah.
So like I've always been pretty forgiving for like, the Diamond Select and the Maddie Collector Ghostbuster stuff, because I'm like, it's got to be hard to get it to look right when it's that small. But then you look at NECA and you're like, no, fuck you, NECA can do it.
Right.
If NECA can do it, it's such a consistent rate. Then like, why can't we ever get a Bill Murray figure that looks like Bill Murray?
Is there a chance that NECA owns the cupboard from Indian in the Cupboard.
Yo, my God.
I know where you're going. I love the idea of them using actual somehow human
Plastic!
parts. Whoa.
Like, are we
every NECA figure has somehow has an actual.
What if the reason why their Freddy figures look so good is that
there's a piece of Robert Englund in it?
They put Robert Englund in the cupboard, shrunk him down, but not permanently. It's just to get a good mold.
Yes.
Just to get a good mold.
They've got the cupboard?
Dude,
I'm not sure Indian in the Cupboard worked that way. I don't think they put
seen it,
people
so I
in
don't
there.
know, but I kind of want to now if it's the way Craig's
I'm
describing
pretty
it.
sure they just put toys in there.
Yeah, and they became real. Well, I was thinking of something.
So it's reverse. Something real. Okay.
They might have that weird Dr. Mutant machine from Leprechaun 4 working for them.
Yeah, Dr. Mittenham.
Yeah, Dr.
Hey,
Mittenham.
we want to know. Let's get in touch.
Mitten Spider.
Oh, it's so gross. For anybody who wants to know what we're talking about, you can go back a couple episodes and listen to our Leprechaun retrospective. Because not only are we the self-proclaimed #1 Child's Play podcast in the world, we are also
confirmed #1 Leprechaun podcast.
I love all these titles. Abby and I talked about doing YHS end of the year awards and just giving us all of the different awards.
Oh yeah.
There's only 3 of us. We're all getting awards.
Yep.
The halvesies.
I'll get least improved because I'm obviously getting worse at this. I'm just eating a Skittle right now.
Okay.
All right.
I'll get most candy breaks.
Think about the NECA Ninja Turtles figures. The big ones and the new ones they're putting out. It's like when you look at the 1/4 size TMNT movie figures, the ones that are $100, they look like they should cost $500. Like they
do.
Absolutely incredible.
They look like if I didn't know anything about them and I walked in somebody's house, I would be like, "Whoa, wait!
Did they
where
use
did those
these on
come
the
from?
movie? Yeah,
are those
yeah.
maquettes? Like what's happening?"
So I completely agree. I agree. I'm thankful for NECA as well and toys in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake, anything else that you want to be thankful for?
Yeah, I mean, I got like a list here of just a lot of random stuff. I mean, I put Leprechaun on there. I'm thankful that we're probably going to get another movie with Ian Malcolm. I'm thankful that there's like an American Godzilla universe happening.
Yeah.
I'm also another thing that was a bigger one was that I'm really thankful that the last year or two we have seen this like really big surge in Stephen King adaptations.
Yeah.
And not just like, there are, I don't know how many there are. There's got to be at least 100 movies based on Stephen King. And when you look at a lot of the ones that came out like in the 80s, they're kind of hit or miss. A lot of them are very campy and they might not be like, you wouldn't say like, oh, this is an amazing film, but it's like a fun, gross or monster story or something. But like in the last year or so, we have gotten a lot of really good and some pretty fateful adaptations to some really good Stephen King books. And there's like more happening. Like there's more coming out. There's another It coming. We have Pet Sematary. Like even Netflix, we have Dr. Sleep is coming. Like there's a lot happening. And I feel like Stephen King is going to be like, years from now when he's passed on, 50 years, 100 years from now, people like he's going to be remembered. You know what I mean? Like Stephen King is, he's like Edgar Allan Poe, or he's going to be up there with like a historical.
Yeah, he's going to be taught in schools. He's a living legend.
I completely.
And we live at the same time as him, and and I know that that's not completely crazy because like if you really think about it, like people haven't been on the earth like way too long, but we're right in the middle of it. Like all of the like some of the best stuff movie wise is coming right now.
I agree.
I was thinking about this stuff with Stan Lee, and we kind of talked about it last week. Where, like, when I think about Walt Disney, it's like, whoa, you were alive when Walt Disney was alive. Like, I can't can't comprehend it because I wasn't alive. Or, like you said, like I don't know, Ernest Hemingway or Edgar Allan Poe or even like Flannery O'Connor we were talking about.
Movers, shakers, genre changers,
so,
people who like leave a huge mark or completely like redefined what
it's the same with like musicians like David Bowie or Prince or Freddie Mercury and things like that. Like these
Janis
are names
Joplin,
that who?
Janis Joplin.
Oh, I thought you said
they think I don't know Janis.
I thought you said Sheryl Crow. These are names that will live on throughout history that will be remembered long after we're gone. And I was actually thinking about that the other day. Like, The Wizard of Oz is actually like one of my favorite movies, and came out in 1939. So there's a really good chance, hopefully, in my lifetime, I will live to see the 100th anniversary of The Wizard of Oz. And that's just crazy because it's like I've been watching it since I was a kid. I will watch it forever. It'll be crazy to one day look back and be like, this movie was made 100 years ago. When we were born, 100 years ago was like the Civil War.
Yeah.
So it's like, so it's just kind of crazy to think about those things. Getting deep.
Yeah. No, I like a deep dive. Absolutely. It's a crazy thing to think about. And it is cool to be alive in a time when Stephen King is still producing stuff and when there's movies that are like faithful and awesome and exciting. I'm just as excited as you, Jake, about Pet Sematary. I want to read Dr. Sleep. It's on my list. Isn't that going to be directed by the guy who did
Mike Flanagan?
Yeah, The Haunting of Hill House. So that's like...
Yeah, Hill House, and he also did Gerald's Game.
Yes, which I need to watch still. It's on my list as well. But dude, that's like... That's something I'm very excited about. Like, I feel like that's a really good match. So, I'm thankful too.
Jake, did you see this Stephen King tweet the other day? Because it's one of my favorite things I've ever read.
I'm not sure.
So, Jake, you're talking about how Stephen King will be remembered with the greats, with Edgar Allan Poe as one of the great literary minds, one of the most prolific writers in history. This was a Stephen King tweet the other day.
Oh, I know what this is. This is my favorite thing in the world.
Ready?
Yeah.
When you nuke a Hungry Man dinner, you gotta take the brownie out first. I always eat it while I wait for the rest to cook. The brownie is the best part.
Dude, the fact that Stephen King is eating a Hungry Man meal and
he probably has
making a tweet about the brownie because he's enjoying it so much makes me so
Stephen
happy.
King literally
He's
probably
so
has $500 million.
He can have $500 million brownies.
And he is just in his probably underwear
making
dude on. I don't even buy Hungry Man dinners. I would be like, I don't shop at the Family Dollar. I can afford more than Hungry Man. Those are like $1.50.
I'm like, I go to the organic section, so.
But also he's fucking right about that brownie. So I when I read that the other day, I loved it. That and Stephen King the other day, he had a long tweet about how writers need to stop using the word amazing because it's been used too much. And then the next day he was like, I fucked up. I just reread my manuscript and the word amazing is in my new book.
That's so funny.
That's all.
God. That's funny.
Well, cool. Jake, anything else?
I think that's I think that's pretty much the end of the list there. Yeah.
Cool. That's some good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Thankful for Leprechaun and Stephen King.
Very cool.
Very outside of the box for YHS. Just like in NECA. And what am I thankful for? Sequels. Abby, what are you thankful for? Candy.
Birthday presents. That is what I'm thankful for, though.
All right.
Let's hear it.
Let's go.
I mean, I'm very, very grateful. I love this time of year. Like we've already said, my birthday was yesterday. I turned 33. And celebrating that it's always
Spoilers.
special. Whoa! It's the year that Jesus was when he died.
Oh.
It's a fun fact I've been throwing at people. Distracts them from the fact that I'm turning 33. They're like, oh, wait, what? Jesus, what? So anyway, yeah. It was my birthday yesterday, and my birthdays always fall in the week of Thanksgiving. And yeah, well, if we're talking about things I'm thankful for, I honestly had an extremely special day yesterday. Being a member of Yes Have Some podcast, you guys all know that we love our treats and our stuff, but receiving presents from a Yes Have Some podcast member like Craig means you're going to get some really, really good treats. And I got like an awesome like cavalcade of gifts yesterday from Craig, and the best thing that I got, I posted about on my Instagram. You can go look at it if you want, guys.
What's your Instagram?
It's /_mommy, which is a Ghostbusters 2 quote. Craig surprised me last night. Like, we were making dinner. I put a pizza in the oven. Jake, you were not here to watch the pizza.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So it survived. It's okay.
Yeah, Jake wasn't here to watch the pizza, so it was pretty good.
So it was good.
So it's fine.
Jake's like, yeah, the pizza burnt, but so many pictures of the raccoons. I was like, I see those goddamn raccoons every fucking
There's
night.
a family of raccoons that like are, anyway, we will get to that later. So yeah, what was I saying? When dinner was coming out of the oven, Craig was putting my gifts out in like a spread. Also, like I was saying, I love the holidays. We've got like our Christmas tree up, and I don't care like if people think it's too early or like if anyone has an opinion. I think you should put your decorations up whenever you want, which we did. So we had the Christmas tree out. I'm in the kitchen, and Craig's got like wrapping paper going everywhere, and he's yelling at our cat Jonesy, who's like tearing everything apart. And
fucking asshole.
Anyway, he calls me in, and like there was something that was very large amongst all the presents that he had gotten. I had no idea what it was, and it was I already posted the picture, but it was like a candy dispenser from, I guess you'd see it inside a store, and he had already filled it with Skittles, and it's just, I freaked out because it's
a vending.
Yeah, it's a vending machine.
Yeah.
Like, it's a candy dispenser. It's very, very cool. It's like a quarter taking machine, and it's something that I didn't think I wanted,
I was
or
searching,
didn't know I needed, but like
I wanted to get you that for the house, and I kept searching quarter taking machine on eBay and wasn't getting any hits.
What's like the official title for it? Candy machine?
Candy machine.
Candy dispensing machine. It makes me so happy, and I said this in the post that I made today, because when we would go to Toys R Us, Craig and I would always go to the candy machines at the end on the way out and get some Skittles and get the mystery stickers. And it just sucks because we can't go back to Toys R Us and just...
Dude, those mystery stickers were always Minions.
Yeah, well, you should have gotten me a giant stack of Minion stickers to put inside of that machine.
God, that's like the equivalent of being like, hey, we're getting divorced.
Dude. No, but in regards to that candy dispenser, I'm also stressed because like I want to fill it with a bunch of other things now, and like... I don't know where I have to start buying bulk candy.
Dude, I told Jake about this.
Like, treats.
So it's got 3 compartments, and the first compartment I filled with 2 big bags of Skittles, and then I went and tested out the quarter and turned it, and the entire thing drained.
What? This was before my actual birthday. Like,
this was when I was testing it out. So this is a child's fantasy come true. Like, this is what, when you go to the store, this is like when I still brag about the time I got 3 Fruitopias.
It's like the leprechaun shows up behind you.
Yeah. So imagine literally hundreds and hundreds of Skittles. It wasn't a slow drain. I opened the thing and went, all of it. My cats are freaking out. So it's just Skittles bouncing around everywhere with Jonesy fucking with all of them. At one point he had a Skittle in his mouth and I was just holding him, shaking him over the trash can. Like, let go of the goddamn Skittle. But I fixed it. Yeah. And I put it in the other compartment.
Yeah, it's so cute. It just makes me happy. I'm thankful for the gifts that I got. That was probably my favorite thing, but Craig also got a couple other things that I loved. Those Bob's Burgers, which is one of my favorite cartoons. I've talked about it before.
Oh, Jake, we haven't even talked about this yet.
Yeah, he got me the vinyl set, like the albums box set.
Jake, remember like a year ago we were at Barnes & Noble and they had like the Bob's Burgers vinyl set, but it was like a Barnes & Noble exclusive. And you might know it. But anyways, it comes with
everything that you could ever want as a Bob's Burgers fan.
So it's 4 albums because there's a ton of songs on that show.
Like, yeah, it's like 100+ songs.
It comes with 2 books. One of the books is a music book that has all the ukulele and piano music for the songs.
The other is the lyric book, which looks like a storybook and has illustrations on like every page. It's very cool.
It came with 3 posters. One of them was signed by the cast.
Yep.
Wow.
It was some good stuff.
Yeah.
Stickers, patch.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Although,
it's like a random insert.
These were
with
the worst signatures I've ever seen.
I don't know whose they are.
They look like somebody dropped a Sharpie and it landed a couple times on the pen. And then,
but I got them. So it's very cool. Yeah, that was an awesome thing to get. I'm very, very grateful for that. Also, I got the Harry Potter 7-book hardback box set, which comes in a very cool like chest case thing. And that was like, I had no idea what that was. It was very heavy, and I did ask for it, and I'm super pumped that I got that.
You almost dropped it on the cat.
Dude, yes. I picked it up not knowing what it was and almost dropped it.
Hey, Abby.
Yo.
Whenever me and Craig were out at one of the antique stores, we passed by like this collection of all of the Twilight books.
Yes.
And I was like, Craig, get her those instead of the Harry Potter books.
Be like, it's the same thing, right? Oh my God, no. Oh God. Dude, okay, also though, the stress that happens and ensues after getting a whole new like box set of books is that you need to get a new shelf, which I do need a Harry Potter shelf now.
It's all about the shelves around these parts.
Guys, I'm like you now. I need new shelves and I gotta put them together. So yeah, that's exciting. And I'm grateful because I got another last thing I got that I was super pumped about was we've talked about Action Park before on the show, which the Johnny Knoxville movie like bombed from. But I grew up in New Jersey. I spent like 3 years there when I was little, and there's like a theme park where there was a lot of crazy shit that went down, and like they served alcohol at the park, and like a lot of people died in the wave pool. And Craig got me a pendant that's like got the, isn't it? It's like a
pendant,
yeah.
Pendant.
What
is it?
Pennant, not a pendant.
What are those? It's like a
baseball
like
flag.
A triangle.
Yeah, like
a flag.
Pennant, not pendant. But yeah, it's from the wave pool where like it's very, very cool. And I also got like a coffee mug that says Action Park on it.
If you look at the Wikipedia for Action Park, like literally 4 people died in this wave pool. And the pennant I got, it says Action Park, and it's got a big drawing of a wave, and it says "Brave the Wave."
Yes, and I have it. And when Craig like had me open them, first of all,
I wish it said "Hold your breath" on it.
Forever.
Don't die.
God damn it. Yeah, no, I got this, and Craig was like, just enjoy those because you're not going to get anything else for your Action Park collection because that's literally all I have.
There's nothing else. I bought the only 2 Action Park pieces of merchandise available on the internet.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't really in the mood to go to the gift shop after losing a loved one in a wave pool.
They don't need the commemorative shirt.
So,
yeah.
Cool. What else?
I mean, honestly, that's pretty... I had an amazing birthday yesterday. It means a lot to me to hear people reach out and say happy birthday, and I'm most grateful for you guys. Like, I don't want to be sappy, but you mean a lot to me. This podcast means a lot to me. I love our listeners. I love our Yes Have Some family, and it's what I'm the most thankful for this year. Dude, we need to roll into
Fan Fest, like, 100 deep, just the YHS... All right. Here's the task. Jake, you with me?
Yeah.
We have been kind of calling, we say like the YHS crew, the YHS universe. We need an official designation for YHS listeners. So let's start brainstorming. It's like Mariah Carey.
She's got her lambs.
She's got her lambs.
Uh-huh.
Those are Mariah Carey fans, are her lambs. Mm-hmm. And then there's like ghost heads or Trekkies. We need a YHS name.
God, they all sound so... They're always so weird. I don't know.
Yes heads? No, those are fans of the band Yes.
No.
Fred heads?
No.
Mm-hmm. So we'll come up with it. We need... Maybe it should be just like, the assholes or something.
Perfect. I'm a Yes Have Some asshole.
Oh, God.
Yes Have Some asshole doesn't look good on a t-shirt, though.
No, that doesn't sound good at all. Let's stop saying that phrase.
Let's stop saying that one now. You like Craig's dying. He did like a cut.
Oh my God, Yes Have Some asshole. Yeah, that will not be on a shirt. So cool. So listen, if you think of anything, we know we got the creative types out there. Half you guys write books. Get on group therapy. Let us know. What we need to come up with a name. What is your... Well, we've got maybe patience because we do group therapy. They just have some patience.
Group therapy?
That's all weird.
Yeah.
God.
They're all like those names that people come up with for fans of things they all sound...
So Jake hates this idea.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this idea, yeah.
I love it. I love that you hate something that I like.
Mm-hmm.
I like conflict. All right. Well, we'll just keep calling you.
I don't like that I can't think of a name for it, so I'm going to vote against it.
Maybe hold on. Maybe
what about
it's
the
like,
leprechauns?
I mean, I like that.
I'm okay
but
with
also
Gremlins.
Also, like in
Gremsters?
wrestling, if Yes Have Some was the WWE, we are individual wrestlers. We can form our own stables. So maybe fans of me can be like the YHS Jew crew.
Whoa.
And then fans of you could be like the Candy Crushers.
Aboriginals.
Jake's fans will just be. He'll be like, you don't get a name. Names are stupid. Leprechaun or nothing else.
This is stupid.
Fucking assholes. No. Okay. Well, we'll keep calling you the YHS universe, and thank you very much. I like that was fun being thankful for things.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's get a big dinner now.
Cool. All right, let's get to this fuck budget. I'm just kidding.
I was like, no. I didn't get the notes.
We're an hour and 40 minutes in. There will be
is that for real?
no surprise fuck budget tonight.
Shit.
But
Yes, have some asshole.
Happy. Do it. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yes.
We appreciate everybody, and check us out. If you're listening to the podcast and you want to hear more, make sure that you download and subscribe to Yes Have Some Podcast on iTunes. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on YouTube. And we do ask that if you like what you hear and you want to keep the lights on for us and you want to support us, head over to patreon.com/yeshavesome. And at a minimum, we really would appreciate it if you headed to iTunes and left a review. It's really easy. It only takes a couple minutes and helps us a lot. Keeps our name in the charts, brings more eyes and ears to the podcast, and makes us happy.
Yeah.
Not as happy as Leprechaun movies, but almost.
Pretty happy, though.
Cool.
It's getting there.
Anything else, guys?
That's it, y'all.
All right. Well, we got about 6 months till Fan Fest. Thank you, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week. For Abigail Gardner and Jacob Walsh, my name is Craig Goldberg. This was episode 124. Keep it real.
Yes.
I don't know how to end episodes. I talk for an hour and a half straight when it's time to stop.
Keep it in the books.
What?
Ooh.
What was that?
Well, I was trying.
Keep it in the books?
We're going to have to try harder.
All right, cool. Just remember, we are the self-proclaimed #1 Child's Play podcast in the world. Bye.
Bye.